How the devil are we, ladies and gentlemen? You join us here on the eve of our first game of the new Premier League season. Episode 30, the beginning of Season 3. I think that's just a testament to how much I have been enjoying this save. This save has been incredible, and I can't wait to push forward. I think we've made some great improvements to the squad. We've got some injuries to start off with, but nothing too... what's the word I'm looking for? Too disheartening. But we have been given a very, very hard first game of the season against Arsenal. We've had a decent pre-season, though. As you can see, a nice 3-0 win against Hartford Athletic. We then beat the New York Cosmos 6-1. Lost to the New York Red Bulls 3-1. But then went through the New England Revolution, Accrington Stanley, and Wilhelm 2. All comfortable wins, 3-1, 3-0, and 1-0 respectively. And now it's time to take on Arsenal. But let's go and take a quick look at the transfers that we've brought in and see how we have improved the squad. And then I'll show you our new tactics and our new lineup before we actually get into the game. We're going to aim for a like target for this video. I've not done like targets before, but who knows, this might increase engagement a little bit. So let's go for what sort of the average view count of these episodes have been so far as my like target. And let's aim for 7 likes. If we can get 7 likes on this video, that'd be peach. Now, let's get into looking at the transfers from the end of last season into this season. So no peeking, guys. No peeking at that screen. We're going to start looking here. So Buffon was the last person that we brought in for last season on free transfer. So El Jabari, we actually signed him during our first season, but he wasn't able to join us until this summer. So El Jabari, young player, 18 years old. He is going to be a hot prospect for us for sure. His potential is 5-star. His current ability is 2.5, which means he's in sort of like an okay rating for the senior team already. But you look at him here, you can see why I went for him when I did. And he hasn't really done much. As you can see, he played 11 games for Atletico B in the past 2 years. And now we're going to hopefully help him kick on a level here. So El Jabari, number 1. That's the first person we brought in. Second, though, probably our biggest signing, or one of the biggest signings of the summer, is Ozan Kabak. He was listed for 16.5 mil. We picked him up. We really needed to increase our defensive strength, and Kabak is how we have done that. So we've still got Sviatchenko, we've still got Simjanovic, but we've brought in some other defensive reinforcements as well. But for now, Kabak is going to lead the line for us. Now, this is potentially my favourite signing of the summer. And he's 20 now, I think, but he was 19 when I added him to my shortlist, and he is a wonder kid, as you can see. Thales Magno. He's going to be an absolute beast on the left wing for us there. 20 years old, already 3.5-star ability, potential 5-star ability. If we can keep hold of him for the entire length of his contract, which is 5 years, he is going to be an absolute beast for us. Already worth 15.75 mil. We signed him for 12.75, so we're 3 mil up already, and we've done nothing. Another Brazilian that we've brought in as well, though, Adrelson. We got him for stupid cheap, and he's another centre-back that's going to hopefully help us kick on forwards here. He's the same sort of level at the moment as Sviatchenko and Simjanovic, but he's actually got potential to grow into at only 24 years old. And those stats are all solid. His physical stats are insane. His mental stats are all quite high. And then the technicals that matter, stuff like tackling, marking, heading. He's got 14 for those. And as a ball-playing defender, 12 passing as well. We do also have the option of playing Kabak as a ball-playing defender with 13 passing there. But I think Kabak's going to be more our solid rock at the back. And now let's get back to where we were. Who else have we brought in? Anthony Robertson from Schalke, sorry. He was a Fulham prospect, signed by Schalke in the first season, only made 3 appearances for them. He doesn't have that much potential to grow into at 24, but he's going to provide good cover at left-back for us. We've actually brought in a few left-backs and a few goalkeepers this window, so hopefully we're going to have the cover there. But one thing I have found, especially with the goalkeepers I've been going for, is that the scouts that I've got aren't very good with potential ability or even current ability. So I've had a couple of these goalkeepers that we've signed. The scouts were telling me 4-star ability right now. bring them in and their 3-star ability, but with a little bit of space to improve. So here is the first one of them, though, Angel Zamudio. He's a 25-year-old Peruvian, solid goalkeeper, as you can see. He's not terrible, but he's not great either. So he's sort of our third choice that we've brought in. Buffon did retire, so we did need to fill the space there. Then we brought in Ignacio La Quintana, who is the other side of the field from Teles Magno. But if you look at him as well, 23 years old, lots of room to grow, decent stats so far. He's going to be our starting right winger because Harvey Elliott's obviously gone back to Liverpool. He's ended up going out on loan to Eintracht Frankfurt. We weren't able to bring him back. We also weren't able to bring Curtis Jones back. So we've had to make some changes in the centre of the field as well. And you'll see those in just a minute. And the last one that we brought in before it ticked over into this new season was Siku Niakate. Now, he is, again, a left-back or a centre-back, a little bit more versatile here. And he's going to give us a little bit of cover at left-back and at centre-back. So now, let's move into who's come in this season so far. So Sola, another person that I agreed to sign a long time ago, who's finally just signed for us. We are loaning him out, I think. I believe somebody's just come and made a bid for him. Let's see, who is it? It's, come on. Yeah, Coventry. Coventry have made a loan bid for him. So hopefully he can go out. He's one of those that is going to be either a centre mid or a left back for us as he develops. But again, 4-star potential ability, 2 stars right now. Hopefully he can kick on with a loan move and come back to us ready to join the first team next season. So yeah, we've made a few signings for the future. Now, Sebastian Rudy, also coming in from Schalke. He is our holding midfielder, if you like. He is our playmaker from the centre. 32 years old, little bit old for our normal transfer activity, but we got him for free. As you can see here, 16.25 mil he's valued at right now. A lot of that will be his contract that we've given him because he's on 48 grand a week. That's pretty dear, but you look at his stats, 15 passing, teamwork 18, vision 13. His physicals leave a lot to be desired, but with him being the anchor and the pivot in midfield, they're not as important. Balance, maybe, it's only 10. That's a bit of a worry. His natural fitness is pretty good. His strength is only 9. Again, little bit of a worry. But hopefully that's not going to come into play too much, and he is just going to be receiving and distributing the ball as a deep-lying playmaker for us. Now, let's see where we go to from there. We brought in Raheem Harper. He cost us 2 million. He's another one for the future. 22-year-old English dude. We got him from West Brom. Pardon me. I've got a bit of a claggy throat. It's very muggy today. But yeah, he, again, solid physicals. Mental's looking pretty good for a 22-year-old. Technicals still have room to improve. And he's going to be actually featuring in the first team as a backup. So while El Jabari is potentially going to be loaned out to develop himself a little bit more before we start using him, Raheem Harper is coming straight in as cover for Evander, who, as it happens, is out injured for our first game. So Raheem Harper is starting the first game in our Metzala role. And then here's one of those other left backs that we signed, Federico Di Marco, 24 years old. We got him for free from Inter, 30.5 mil right now. He is a 3.5 star. He's at his full potential already, which is why we've signed the younger left backs as well to sort of develop underneath him. But he is hopefully going to be a massive improvement on Derek Williams. We do have Manu Sanchez as well, who is going to continue to feature for us at some point because he has got a lot of room to grow. As you can see here, he's got a 4.5 star thing, but he's only 2.5 star right now. But DeMarco is our first choice left back right now. Get on to the next goalkeeper that we brought in, Dominic Grief. Again, he was one that we were told was 4 stars, came in as 3 stars. Solid option, definitely an upgrade from Kaminsky, I think, but only a slight one. Zamudio as well, another 25-year-old as well. So we've got 2 goalkeepers who are going to be sort of pushing each other to develop to be the main goalkeeper for Blackburn within the next 2 or 3 years. We've currently got him listed for loan. Hopefully he can go out, start making some progress towards his full potential. And And before we look at our loan signing there of Luke Thomas, who I'm sure you all know, let's have a look at the other goalkeeper that we've brought in from Dortmund for 1.6 mil, Alvaro Montero. 27 years old, featured a lot for Colombia under 20s, got a few caps for Colombia, Colombia's main national team. And again, he's a similar sort of level to Dominic Grief right now, but I think he slightly edges him. So we are going with Alvaro Montero as our first choice keeper for at least the beginning of this season. And his contract's not too high either, 24 grand a week. Sorry guys, my mustache is getting in my mouth. We've got him in as a backup. His agreed is backup. So even if we end up dropping him for somebody else, it's not going to be too much of a problem. You look in Grief as well, it's the same. And then Zamudio, it's also the same. So Kaminsky is in there as an important player. And then Ainsley Pez is in as our emergency backup. So we should have no problem with keeper rotation. But let's get back to the transfers. Where were we? Boom. And Luke Thomas, we have brought in as our backup left back for this season. So he is solid as far as the physicals go. He's going to be super quick. He's going to be able to race down that flank for us. And hopefully, as you can see from his stats there, 15 crossing, 13 dribbling, his passing 14, his tackling 14. He's going to be well-rounded in the defensive department as well as the attacking department for us. And Leicester are going to enjoy him working with DeMarco and learning off him and hopefully becoming a better player that way. And who knows, we may actually be able to sign him on a permie next season if he does well for us and develops enough. And that's it. That's it for transfers so far. The window is not closed yet. As you can see out here, though, Lenihan left for free. Bentaleb went to Bordeaux for 3.9 mil. We didn't need him anymore. Cesar Vicente, who is probably the most promising product of our youth academy, has joined Fulham for up to 525k. He looks like he would be solid. At 16 years old, these stats are great. Don't get me wrong, they're incredible, but they're not wonder kid levels. So getting rid of him was kind of a no-brainer for the money they were sending out, because he was only worth about 30k at the time. So getting 500k for him, good money, I think. Now let's just quickly jump back and see who else we got rid of here. So people who have actually been sold. Let's see. That Greek keeper that we picked up, Antonis Sturgiakis, back in our first season, I believe it was. He's gone. We got rid of him. He went to Lubin. But we loaned him out to HIFK Football, and then Lubin came and bought him for, as you can see here, 675k, potentially going up to 850k. We also got rid of Gilsonen. Harry Pickering went out on loan, but he's come back. Obviously, Travis has left. Rothwell left for 11 million as well. We potentially could have got some more money for those guys or used them in rotation in the squad. But Lewis Travis was getting red cards every time he played, so he's gone off to China. And Rothwell ended up joining Watford, who I believe are also... No, they're still in the Championship. So Rothwell's playing in the Championship right now. But now let's have a quick look at our schedule. We were here when we started. Our first game of the season against Arsenal. And then we've got a relatively tame run up until the end of August where we face Liverpool. But we have Arsenal, then we've got Norwich, Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, then Leeds, Southampton, then we've got Liverpool. Then it's back to Newcastle, Wolves and Birmingham in September. So September's not a terrible month. We might do okay there. Followed by Tottenham, United, Leicester, Bournemouth and West Ham in October. Busy month. November we have one fixture, and that is against Chelsea. So November is going to be a horrible month for us. And then December, what's that? The 29th of December, we play Burnley. So there's obviously other fixtures to be shifted around here. And then on New Year's Eve, we have our FA Cup third round game, apparently. So yeah, our run-in as well at the end of the season. Our final game of the season is against Man City. So Burnley, the East Lancs derby, also falls into our last 4 games of the season. But overall, our run doesn't seem too bad. But the pundits and the press are not hopeful about our chances. If I look at the season preview right here now, they think we're going down in the last spot. Now, I would argue that we're not. I think our squad is good enough to finish mid-table, but it looks like it's going to be another challenging season. Yes, my transfer activity has maybe not been the best. But I think it was as good as I can do. And I think if going into the next season after this, if we survive, really trying to get an improvement on that goalkeeper position and then looking into more depth at right back is what's going to be important for us. Because at the moment, we're still relying on Nyambe and Louis Coyle. And Nyambe is great. We signed a new contract with us. Brilliant. But Louis Coyle, championship level at best. So we need to upgrade on that right back position. Now, let's go and have a quick look at our tactics and our lineup for this first game. So with Evander being injured, as we've already said, Harper is starting. Evander would normally be starting there. But we've got Montero in goal, DeMarco at left back, Adrelson and Kabak in centre back with Nyambe at right back, Rudy in our deep lying playmaker role, Harper playing as the Metzala, La Quintana and Thales Magno on the wings, with Dak coming in behind Jonas Wind. So Jonas Wind is who we're really hoping to kick on here. And we're going to try and use Jack Vale a bit more this season as well and try and develop him a bit. But Adam Armstrong is our main backup. And now let's have a quick look at how we're playing. So it's a custom vertical tiki-taka in a 4-2-3-1. So when we're in possession, we're playing fairly narrow, short passing with a slightly high tempo. So I have turned our tempo up, but I actually might go down to standard. We're going to play out of defense, and we're going to allow people to be more expressive. But we're also going to pass into space, which is kind of anti-tiki-taka. So we've tweaked things a little bit here, just to try and allow people to sort of flow up the field. So when we're in transition, let's see what's going on. So we're going to distribute to playmaker, distribute quickly from the goalkeeper. We're going to counter when we win possession, and we're going to counter press when we've lost possession. And our goalkeeper is going to be taking short kicks. And then out of possession, we're using the offside trap. Pressing of the goalkeeper, or the pressing intensity in general, is more urgent. We're going to prevent their goalkeeper going short. And we are playing a much higher defensive line with a standard attacking line to try and keep ourselves pretty compressed so that our tiki-taka passing can sort of flow up the field with a compact unit, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the new tactics. We are now going to jump into our first game of the season. Again, it's a tough one. I'm not expecting us to win this, but I'm hoping that with the new squad, we can potentially at least come away with a point. Teams will have sussed us out a little bit from last season, so the tactical change, I think, was necessary for that. But let's get into the press conference. A while ago, but Blackburn suffered defeat the last time they played Arsenal. Do you mean a while ago? It was the final game of last season. There'll be some element of doubt, just as there'll be an air of confidence on their side. I don't think so. We're professional enough to approach this fixture in the same way as any other. Do you think Blackburn can get off to a winning start? Let's say I'm proud of the team at the moment and they're preparing well. Jonas Wind's performance will be a key factor in whether or not we have a successful season. I think our squad is a strong one, but clearly Jonas has enormous quality. Given the large turnover, do you feel you've earned a reputation as a manager always looking to do a deal? It's part of being a football manager. With Darragh Lenihan having left the club, how much of a miss do you think he'll be? I don't think many people will be that bothered. You begin the new campaign without Buffon following his retirement last season. How hopeful are you that his presence and his experience won't be missed? It's a blow to lose him. He was still good enough to play at this level, but we have to move forward without him. Now, let's say I'm ready to get underway with the players at my disposal. Let's talk about them instead. I've had the preseason to prepare, and all that's left to do is kick off the campaign. Am I confident that the team are ready? There's been a good attitude in training. The opening day is marked by football fans. Am I excited? I'm hoping for a good performance and a result to match. Considering the influence Bentaleb had, are there fears that his departure could have significant harm being done to the atmosphere? There's always an element of risk when a player like Nabil leaves, but it was the right decision and we have to handle it according. Yep. Mancini has taken the bold step of placing Lo Celso on the transfer list. It's not my place to say. How are things between me and the owner? Feel we understand each other. Supporters have responded well to consistency and giving opportunities to youngsters. Yep, we'll continue with that. How important will Nyambe be? He's well suited. Have I been able to settle upon a regular first choice team over the course of the preseason? I have a regular team in mind. Yes, I do. So while you're not necessarily seeing all of those today, I do have that team in mind. Now let's crack on and get into this Arsenal game. So Machucha, he really liked what I was saying. For some reason, though, it said he was ineligible, but he's not because he's young. Maybe it was Manu Sanchez that was unavailable. Let's have a look, see. So where's Manu Sanchez? Manu Sanchez is 21, so he should also be able to play without being registered. Let me just double check. Manu Sanchez is fine as well. It was Martinez and Schuer that aren't. That's fine. Right, sorry. Let's get back into this. So we've got some people reacting well to what we were saying. Good. One of them is our new keeper, Montero. Hopefully we can see him start off with an absolute worldie of a game, making some cracking saves. But let's crack on forwards and get into this Arsenal game. Like I say, I think our next couple of games are kind of givens. I say givens, though. Norwich gave us some trouble last season. Newcastle, I think we were pretty comfortable against last season. But we'll see as we jump into this. This is going to be a tough first game, it really is. So, Everton are trying to loan Liam Delap from City. Pape Matar Sarr, Valenciennes want to loan them. Okay, fine. And Sola has made no progress so far, of course. But go out on loan, make some good progress for us. Being this early on in the season, while the transfer window's still open, all of the continues mean there's regular news with like transfer rumours and people that I've scouted potentially moving about. So we have to deal with things taking a little bit longer between clicking continue and being able to crack on. But hopefully we'll kick into tomorrow here. We'll be able to start our game against Arsenal. And let's see how this goes. So it's still tomorrow, 2 o'clock kickoff. Jonas Wind has just got himself injured. Amazing. Just before the game in the possession training, Jonas Wind gets himself injured. We might just leave him on the bench and play Armstrong instead. This is just our luck. We've got 2 of our star players injured for the first game of the season, Evander and Wind. But putting Armstrong on in an advanced forward role rather than a complete forward role might actually help here. That is disappointing though, isn't it? Our star striker getting injured right before the game. It did say 1 to 2 days, so he might be okay by the time tomorrow comes round. Let's see. So Jenkins, don't care. This guy, though, looks pretty decent, but not amazing, so we'll just acknowledge that. Trossard, he's at Burnley at the moment. Again, he's one that could be useful, but again, we're probably not going to sign him. And Sturgiakis, or however you say his name, 5 appearances away for giving us another 85k. Go make those 5 appearances, friend. We want that extra money for you. I'm glad you're doing well in your career, but we want that extra money. Now, come on, let's kick on into Sunday where our game is and see if we can actually make something happen here. Had the Superstition by Stevie Wonder stuck in my head all day as well, so I'm sort of sat here like dum 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 bum 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 bum. That's my internal soundtrack right now. If you were wondering, viewers. Premier League kicks off with Liverpool battering Norwich 3-0. We've got another 3-0 win for Southampton. Who were they playing? They were playing Leeds. United got a win as well with a 2-0 win on West Brom. Tottenham, they started off with a 2-0 against Burnley. Leicester got a win against Everton, 3-2. Newcastle got a win as well. Who were they playing? They were playing Bournemouth, so not a crazy win there. But City drew with Wolves. Interesting, a 0-0 draw. And let's see who we're going to send to the under-23s. Let's just send everyone there for 45 minutes. And Bordeaux are trying to buy like Bardet. I'm not interested in Bardet. He's on my shortlist as somebody to keep an eye on. But right now, he's not needed. It would just upset. I've got too many centre-backs, basically, and it would upset people a bit too much if I was to bring him in, I think. So now let's just crack on, get into this game. Very warm in this room as well. Very warm. Season ticket sales, decent. Fitness tests, Jonas Wind, capable of playing with minimal risk. Fantastic. So we'll probably play Jonas Wind then. And maybe bring Armstrong on. Oh, they're saying I should bring Armstrong on here, but let's just go bang and bang. We will push higher up. And then let's go for our team selection and see what's going on. So Wind is still slightly injured. So we'll bring Armstrong on for now and flick him into advanced forward mode. And Wind will stay on the bench and maybe come on for the second half of the game. But let's have a look at our opposition instructions here and see what we've done. So Kulusevski, absolutely everything. We're going to press hard on Martinez. We're going to press hard on Smith Rowe. Yeah, we're pressing in the right places there. Wijnaldum, we're always showing onto a weaker foot. We'll also press him. Tierney, press and weak foot. Bellerin, press and weak foot. And Leno, press. Right, so now let's have a look at their team here, though. So they've got Leno in goal with Bellerin, John Stones, Gabriel, and Tierney at the back. Gundogan and Wijnaldum holding in the middle with Smith Rowe, Kulusevski and Saka behind Lautaro Martinez. This is an incredible team. Arteta with Arsenal, this save, has done a fantastic job bringing these players in. That midfield, those five there, is terrifying. Gundogan, Wijnaldum, Kulusevski, Saka and Smith Rowe, all feeding into Martinez. This is a terrifying team. I'm surprised they didn't do better last season. Though I'm not sure who they brought in this season and who was here last season. I think Martinez was there last season. But here we go. We've got our instructions set. Let's go back to team selection. It's not full strength how we'd want it to be, but we've got some starts for new players here. DeMarco not feeling great, so he might have to jump off at some point. But let's get ourselves into this game and see what we can do. So Kabak's excited, which is good. He's looking forward to his fight with Lautaro Martinez. And now let's get in. Dressing room. I'm not going to say we've got nothing to lose. I'll say we owe Arsenal. And people are like, yeah. And hopefully our Wonder Kids are going to do some stuff. These things happen, so it's up to the squad to make sure we don't miss him too much. Just how much does he mean to everyone here? He's truly fantastic. Nyambe is one of our absolute chiefs. And now let's kick off and get this started with starting the season at home, which is always nice. As Ozan Kabak now finds Rudy. Harper gets his first touch in a Blackburn shirt and feeds Teles Magno, who had a straight run there and a decent shot there, saved by Leno. Let's see if we can keep up that positivity as Tierney takes a throw here and finds Smith Rowe. Tierney now delivers one in, looking for Saka, finds him, but Saka can only head over the bar. Hopefully the rust needs to come off of the joints of Arsenal here as well. As Nyambe now looking for an attacking throw here. It's cleared straight away, but only as far as Kabak, who finds Rudy. Back out to Nyambe. Nyambe getting pestered here, though. It's back with Rudy, and now Bradley Dack moves into the area. Plays it back out to Nyambe, who looks for the delivery. He's getting marshalled quite well, though. Plays it to Rudy. Armstrong gets beaten in the air, though, and now Saka can try and break for Arsenal. We're recovering shape pretty well here, though. But Arsenal still moving the ball as Kulusevski finds Bellerin out here on the right-hand side. He skips past his marker and finds Saka. Saka plays it across to Smith Rowe, and it is deflected behind for a corner. Some luck there for Blackburn for sure, as Saka looks to deliver this corner. And John Stones hits it against the bar, and then Lautaro Martinez taps it in. Not a lot we could do about that. I don't feel too bad about conceding that goal. Maybe our defenders could have done a little bit better in clearing it, because you see here, it'll slow down as John Stones heads that against the bar, and Martinez is just there to tap in as our keeper is on the floor. So we're going to have to get some encouragement out in a minute as DeMarco looks to take this corner for us. Swings it in. Oh! And La Quintana nearly gets a goal there, but it's another corner. And again, DeMarco looking to swing this one in. Martinez heads that one clear, but only as far as Dack, and it's back with DeMarco, who finds Bradley Dack again in space, but it's deflected, and DeMarco's taken out in the area, but apparently no foul, as now Saka is looking to break. He's got three shirts in front of him, and Nyambe dispossesses well. That's a throw for Arsenal. We are currently sat in 15th, which is exactly where we finished last season. We're going to give the boys some encouragement. I know only 17 minutes has gone, but here comes DeMarco with the corner from the left-hand side. Now finds the head of Teles Magno, sorry, and the little wonder kid equalises with his first headed attempt at goal for Blackburn Rovers. He is going to be a star for us, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. That movement at the near post just to backtrack a little bit and glance that header into the far post. That's not easy to do, and the 20-year-old did it well. We're back up to 8th, ladies and gentlemen, and potentially a great start to the season for us here. It has been a relatively even game. We have dominated possession more than Arsenal have. Our passes have been more accurate. So I guess you could technically say we are dominating this game. But Smith Rowe with a fantastic free kick that's not far away there leads to a goal kick for Blackburn Rovers. Approaching half time now. We're doing very well to be even here. But Gundogan now in the centre of the field finds Wijnaldum. Slide from DeMarco there. Off puts Saka, which slows down the attack from Arsenal. But now Bellerin is going to look for a delivery from this right-hand side. Finds one. Smith Rowe is there for another tap-in stoppage time of the first half. That's going to be big for Arsenal. They're going to be confident going into the second half here now. We shall skip this replay if the game will let me. There we go. And we will crack on here now as Armstrong kicks off for us. Adrelson finds DeMarco. And now Rudy feeds it to Teles Magno. He's got space to move into, but he's taking his time here and he tries to play it forward to Armstrong, but it's headed clear. And now Gundogan hoofs that upfield. And Montero is going to come all the way out and claim that. His clearance is not a good one, though, and now Wijnaldum has an option to shoot from the halfway line, and luckily that goes wide. That could have been an absolute disaster for us. We are 30 seconds away from the end of the first half now, from the added time, as Harper finds Rudy, plays a lovely ball forward towards Bradley Dack, and then Dack sends Armstrong into the area, one-on-one with Leno, and Leno tips it round the post for a corner. Maybe Blackburn have one more chance to equalise before half-time here as DeMarco swings that one in, but Kulusevski's there to head it clear. Saka picks it up, starts running down the field with it. Surely the ref's looking at his watch right now. And there we go, end of the first half. Arsenal go in with the advantage here. But let's see what we can say in the dressing room here now. You've been unlucky so far. It seems like the right thing to say. People are playing okay. We've got no one really breaking the mould other than DeMarco. DeMarco's having a fantastic game. Let's go and see if we want to make some changes here. So I was going to bring Wind on. We're still going to bring Wind on. Wind is going to come on for Armstrong. Going to go into our complete forward role on attack. And is there anyone else playing poorly? La Quintana could do with coming off. He's had a good run to begin with, but he's nervous. So I'll bring Brereton on for him and see if Brereton can do something there. Is he okay as a winger? Or is he better as an inverted winger on this side? He's fine as a winger. Winger on attack will do. And let's get this second half started. So now we've got one sub left. So chances of us making that, unless required, are slim. As Wijnaldum looks for Smith Rowe here, but Brereton's there to put him off a little bit. And that whole play ends up coming to nothing. We are actually going to move into an attacking mindset here. And I'm going to give the boys some encouragement again as Montero, with a goal kick here, short to Ozan Kabak, finds Rudy, who brings Niambe into play here on the right for us. And then Rudy feeds Brereton back to Niambe. Niambe now charging down this right-hand side, hampered by Smith Rowe, though. He's going to look for the delivery, tries to find Dack, but Gundogan's there covering well, and it's played out towards Adrelson. And now Rudy finds Brereton, who tried to feed Wind, but the movement just wasn't there. And now Niambe has to start this all over again. As Bradley Dack now swings it out to Teles Magno here on the left-hand side. He plays it back to Raheem Harper, who finds Rudy on the edge of the area, whose shot is deflected right back to him, and at second attempt, he blazes it over the bar. But this is a good sign for Blackburn and their season going forward. This has been a good performance so far from the white and blue army here. So they're trying to play out from the back right now. We're likely going to have to make a change in the centre of the park in a minute. People are starting to look a bit tired. Yeah, we're almost certainly going to have to make a change here now. So we're actually going to bring on Jack Vale for our goal scorer and let him have a little bit of a rest and see if Vale can do something for us. Now as Dak shoots, but it's blocked. And Saka picks up on that, but he's marshalled well by a couple of shirts. But Saka manages to get away with the ball still as DeMarco dispossesses him, but Bellerin is there to continue. But DeMarco's back on his feet and back again, trying to stop that. And Martinez gets a header on goal, but Montero is equal to it. Now we've got Tierney. Finds Kulusevski. Back to Tierney again. Kulusevski once more. Is he going to find a delivery that's productive here? But Rudy tackles him, but doesn't manage to come away with the ball as Tierney swings that into Martinez, and it's over the bar. Montero looked to have it covered, though. But here we are, Montero with the goal kick. Short to Ozan Kabak. Plays it across to Adrelson. Out to DeMarco here on the left-hand side now, who plays a lovely ball forward for Bradley Dack, who's through here. He's surrounded by red and white shirts, though, and forced to shoot from distance and ends up being slightly wide. But we definitely don't have to be disheartened by this performance, as DeMarco, one of the last moves of the game, looks to deliver a free kick in there, but Bernd Leno comes and collects from Bradley Dack's head. And there's the final whistle. 2-1 down to Arsenal in our first game of this season. But like I say, not something that we have to be worried about. That was a good show from our guys. As you can see, we got high passing completion. We matched them on possession. Our XG wasn't too far behind them. 14 shots, 6 on target compared to 17 and 5. Not a bad effort at all. So let's go in and say, like, unlucky. It would have been nice to win, but it wasn't to be. That's made people seem quite happy. Jonas Wynn didn't have a good time coming off the bench. Maybe it would have been better for us sticking with Armstrong. I was hoping to hang on, and then you can take the opportunity to regroup. Smith Rowe's goal consigned us to defeat. What sort of effect does losing like that have? It's tough for players to take, and it might take them a little while. I want to see a reaction. That's what I want. So we're going to have a post-match press conference after this, with it being the first game of the season, almost certainly. So we'll get through that post-match press conference, and then we will call it. I don't know where we're going to pick this back up again, though. We'll have a look at our schedule straight after this conference and decide where we're going to come back for this. Another defeat to Arsenal extends what will be the most unwanted of records. How do you lift the players after a result like that? Dressing room full of players who are hurting but hungry for revenge. Niambe's 175th appearance. How important a player has he been? It's a great achievement. Some bafflement that I seemingly refused to sub Niambe despite his below-par performance. If I thought there was a need to replace him, I would have done so. Montero had a torrid time on his debut. I have faith that today was a one-off and we'll see the best of Alvaro in due course, yeah. Magno enjoyed a goal-scoring debut. What did you make of that performance? If his debut was this good, I can't wait to see how well he... it was good to see him finding the back of the net, let's say. I'm not going to put too much pressure on him. Hector Bellerin had a great match. I don't want to comment on individual performances. Still in the market for another player. Do you think he'll be bringing a new face in? I'm not going to discuss anything about that. Clearly keep my cards close to my chest, but supporters will want an answer. Am I pursuing Domingos Quina? I don't know anything about Domingos Quina, so let's scout him and then say no. None of us can say for sure. If we could predict the future, we'd all be very rich. Let's say that. A lot of people didn't like that. But Kenneth Simonson, who is unfriendly to me, did like that. Now, let's see how people responded to that press conference. Because it wasn't, like I say, wasn't a terrible result for us. Hopefully going forward, we'll have better results than that. But we end up on 15th place. Now, let's have a look at our news here. See, so Brereton liked what I was saying. And Daniels has finished being scouted. Cool. He's not going to cost very much either. Is he someone that could play very soon? No, he's not. Okay, so he's not someone we want to worry about straight away. But I might move him to keep an eye on indefinitely. There we go. Now let's have a look at our schedule here and see. We've got a game against Norwich coming up and then Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Our next televised game is against Leeds United. That's probably where we'll meet you back, ladies and gentlemen. And then we may finish out the month and come back again at the start of September. but we'll make that decision next episode. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. We're aiming for 7 likes on this video. It would be great if we could hit that target. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. Ring that bell if you want to be notified when new episodes go live. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of our transfer activity, our tactical switch for this season, and even how we performed in the first game. Am I nuts for thinking that wasn't a bad performance? But as always, I have been Deej. You guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.